Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about how the Houston Astros were the biggest winners of the 2025 trade deadline. I'm a big fan of what the Houston Astros did at the trade deadline this year in 2025. They added in Carlos Correa, a 267 hitter. Obviously, big background with the Astros. We know that. Great playoff performer as well, 282 batting average in his career in the playoffs. The last time we saw him in the playoffs, he was batting 400 for the Minnesota Twins in their 6 games in the playoffs. For the Astros in 2020, when they made it all the way to LDS, he was batting like 360 during the playoffs. He's a guy that just fits well with the Astros ballpark, with it being a hitter's ballpark. That's why he had so much success there for the years he had there. Now he returns to Houston this year. It's got 7 home runs, 31 RBIs, batting average is 267 in 93 games. I'm excited to see what Correa can come in and do. It wasn't just that, though. The Astros traded away a minor league. So what did they give up for Correa, though? They gave up a minor league pitcher was a second-round pick in 2021. It's not even made it to Double A yet. Still in High A, even though it's been 4 years since he was drafted, and has a 7-point-something ERA this year. That's who the Astros gave up for Correa, and the Twins are taking care of $33 million of the contract. That is a monster trade for the Astros. And then they also trade away Ryan Gusto, Chase Jarowski, and another prospect to land Jesus Sanchez. Really solid hitter, 256 hitter this year. Got 10 home runs. He can play all 3 outfield positions for the Astros, but will mainly help in left field for the Stros. He's a good addition, efficient hitter. I think another guy that will fit well with the Astros ballpark. They also trade for Ramon Urias from the Baltimore Orioles. Really probably another guy that will benefit from playing in an easier ballpark. This year he's, batting almost 250, but has had some years in the past couple years where his batting average has been a little bit higher. Just a couple years ago, he was batting like 264, something like that. I believe that was in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. He can play all around the infield for the Astros. I think he's good depth. When everybody's healthy, I think he provides good depth for the Houston Astros. And so this team just looks unreal. And so here's where it gets crazy. If I told you the Houston Astros have one of the worst prospect groups in baseball, and they traded for Carlos Correa, Ramon Urias, and also Jesus Sanchez, would you think they only traded one top 15 prospect for those 3 guys and only one major league player for those 3 guys? No, there's no way you would think that. And not only that, but I think all of us would assume, if they only give up one top 15 and they have a weak farm system for those 3 great hitters, well then, these must be expiring deals. Well, no. All 3 of these guys are under team control after this season. Correa is under contract and is not a free agent until 2029. He's got another 3 seasons after this. Jesus Sanchez, after this season, is under team control for another 2 seasons. Now, there is a club option with Ramon, but if the club option is picked up, Ramon Urias is under contract next season. All 3 of these guys are most likely going to be on the Astros next year unless the Astros decline the club option on Ramon. If he were to play bad or something for them, I don't know why they would decline it. I don't think they will, to be honest. But they got all 3 of those guys for one top 13. Ryan Gusto, a starting pitcher, has been okay. He's been solid. But so you just gave up one major league player, one top 15 prospect, 3 other prospects, but, not ranked. And you got Correa, you got Jesus Sanchez, and Ramon Urias, that is unbelievable by Dana Brown. Credit to him. And I think another reason why I'll go with the Astros as winners at the trade deadline, and this might seem crazy to some people, but them not trading for a pitcher is I'll give them a win on that actually. I think we all would have loved to see them make a trade for a Sandy Alcantara or a Dylan Cease, but I love how Dana Brown didn't overpay. The Padres and the Marlins were asking for a lot for those two guys. Those were the two guys the Astros were looking at, two of the last guys that were available, and the Astros didn't jump the gun and overpay for either one of those guys. Sandy Alcantara has been terrible since coming back from injury, and I think he'd be a project that you would hope that could get back to where you'd want to be. Dylan Cease has been really bad this year, and it's going into free agency after the season. You don't want to have two really good starting pitchers that are going to free agency. I think we all would have loved to see a starting pitcher trade, but I don't think any of us would like to see the Astros overpay for a starting pitcher the way they did last year with Yusei Kikuchi. Yusei was great. I'm not saying he wasn't, but they did overpay for him. That doesn't change the fact they overpaid for him. But yeah, I'm very intrigued with the way the Astros did at the trade deadline. I think they're the biggest winners. Maybe there are teams that added in better players, all around players. But I think with what the Astros gave up, that is why I have them as the biggest winner. Of the fact that they didn't give up that much to get these guys, is the big thing for me. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think if with these three additions for the Astros, if you can get Jordan Alvarez and Jake Myers healthy, this lineup is dangerous. So dangerous that in the playoffs, you look at it, the bottom of the lineup would feature Cam Smith, Jake Myers, and Jesus Sanchez. That's how dangerous this lineup would be. I think just ideal look of the lineup. Pena at leadoff. At the 2 spot, Jose Altuve. At 3, Carlos Correa. 4, Jordan Alvarez. 5, Yainer Diaz. 6, Christian Walker. Jesus Sanchez, 7. 8 would be Jake Myers. And 9, Cam Smith. That could change, obviously. There could be a couple guys that could flip-flop, but that's an ideal of it, and that bottom of that order is dangerous, and that entire lineup is dangerous. But let me know your thoughts on the Astros trade deadline in the comment section, and peace out.